Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. There is a TikTok star and influencer who goes by the name of Oli London. Oddly enough, he comes from London, so London by name, London by nature. He hit the headlines earlier this year because he became, quite famously, a transracial. That is to say that he is a male from London, British male, but he identified as a female from Korea. And he had many surgeries to appear as a Korean woman and lived as a woman and wanted to be known as a woman. But now he's had some kind of amazing Damascus revelation, I suppose. He has completely done the reverse ferret, turned around. He's realised that he's not actually trans. His dysphoria is not real, if you like, and he was heavily influenced by schooling, and so he's now saying that they're destroying the macho male role models in favour of weak, feminised men, and it's damaging. Well, it's an amazing about turn by this guy. We're going to take a look at this article, and it goes to show that it's never too late to realise the truth. And the truth in his case is he was pushed along a line. But in actual fact, he wasn't dysphoric. He wasn't a woman. And now he sees it for what it is. Let's have a look at it. So here's the article. Influencer Oli London, 32, reveals he is transitioning back from a Korean woman to a British man and slams schools for normalising changing genders and teaching kids to idolise weak men like Harry Styles. Oli London, who transitioned to a Korean woman earlier this year, said he is changing back to a British man and blamed American schools for his dysphoria. The British influencer sparked controversy after identifying as a transracial and spending more than $271,000, £250,000, to look like a K-pop star. London said the American culture wars over gender and schools have left people confused on the topic. And he claims schools are doing away with masculinity and making kids idolise weak men like Harry Styles and Beto O'Rourke. Beta O'Rourke would be more accurate. London's criticisms and decision to turn back to a British man comes after his conversion to Christianity over the summer. And we'll go in. We'll see a picture of him in a moment, so you can just see at the bottom of the screen there. But we'll take a look at that fully in a moment. British influencer Oli London, who transitioned to a Korean woman, said he's now transitioning back to be a man. Speaking to Fox's Tucker Carlson on Friday night, London, a newly converted Christian, admitted it was a mistake to identify as transracial. He said, I realised that was a big mistake and I just wanted to be a boy. But is it any wonder people like me and young people generally want to change their gender when we have normalisation of this in our schools in this country? Children are taught from a young age, from the age of 5 in some cases, that it's okay to change their gender. It's okay to wear a skirt. It's okay for a boy to use the gender-neutral toilet when it puts girls at risk. Well, this is what we've been saying for a long time. You should not... Well, first of all, you shouldn't be pushing it on children. Secondly, it should not be normalised because it is not normal. It is incredibly rare. The real gender dysphoria is an incredibly rare condition. But they're making it fashionable, and a lot of it, and this is absolutely true because they've had psychiatrists say this, a lot of it is parents pushing this on their children because the parents want to be cool and have a transgender child. But in actual fact, the child isn't transgender. They're just a child. They're just the usual confused child. You know, one minute he's wearing a dress because he wants to be a girl. The next minute he's sticking an ice cream in his ear because he thought it would be fun. It's children playing. But the parents go, oh no, if we do this, we get a transgender child. We can be special. It's abuse. That's what it is. Anyway, London also accused schools of teaching kids to idolise weak men like Harry Styles, referencing the popular British singer. Now, this is Oli London in his guise as a Korean woman. Looks a bit schoolmarmy in that top, if you ask me. But yes, typical Purple Air Brigade and all that. And he's had the eye operation, sort of give it the epicanthic eyelid and whatever. But now he's reverting back, and there's him now. He's de-feminising, I suppose you'd say. Although because of the work he's done on his body, chances are he'll never be sort of fully masculine in appearance because of all. And we'll go through the work, but I mean, obviously, the softer jawline and things like that. But we'll go through. So there's him before he transitioned, when he was a little bit younger. Quite feminine looking, but still a man. I mean, but you can't deny it's a feminine face, but still a man. And there's Harry Styles, that absolute alpha male who'll be able to save us one and all. Anyway, London, who hails from the British capital, made headlines in October 2018 after news broke he'd spent more than $88,000 at the time dollars on 15 surgeries to look Korean, causing a massive backlash on social media. Well, you see, I can't see why there's a backlash. If you're saying it's okay if you're a man to suddenly become a woman, why is it different if you say, well, I'm British, but I now want to become Korean? You're becoming something that you're not in both cases. And if you're objecting to someone becoming Korean, then why aren't you objecting to them becoming a woman? And if you're okay with them becoming a woman, what's the problem with them becoming Korean? Do you see the problem that you have in particularly on the left? They do eat themselves. Oh no, it's okay for you to be a woman, but it's not okay for you to be Korean. It's weird. It's just weird. Their thought processes. Anyway, following the transition, London said he finally felt at peace after struggling with his identity for 8 years. But he's done a complete U-turn following his conversion to Christianity over the summer. London has since said he laid the blame on American culture wars over gender and schools, saying the ideas of masculinity have been eroded in the nation. Yeah, they have. America, you're losing that masculinity, and it is the left. It's because there's so many vegans. They're all eating soy. That's feminising their bodies. You're getting the mainstream media pushing this. I tell you what, I don't know who's going to save America because you're not getting this in Russia. Let me tell you. And you're not getting this in China. And when Russia and China kick off, who the hell are you sending over there? Because you're going to have no men left. You're going to have a load of girly boys going, oh, look, a gun. Oh, I don't want to do that. Oh, no, I don't want to do this. Oh, it's dirty. Because that's who you're breeding. You're not breeding men anymore. This is the new norm, he said, and schools are teaching about toxic masculinity. Yeah, things like, going out, working, raising a family, opening doors for ladies, treating people with respect. All that toxic stuff that men do. The alpha straight male has been eroded. He said, what happened years ago when kids used to idolise Superman and astronauts? Now, kids are being pushed by this radical ideology. They're taught to idolise weak men like Harry Styles, weak men like Beta O'Rourke. He added, bringing up the Democrat who lost the race for the Texas governor against Greg Abbott. And there's another picture of him sort of now. But like I say, still very feminine looking. It's not there. London has had a total of 30 surgeries, spending more than £250,000, $271,000, over the last 8 years. Prior to his decision to become a British man, London told DailyMail.com that his look was based on a Korean New Zealand singer called Rosé, who was a member of a popular girl band called Blackpink. London said he began identifying as Korean after living in South Korea for a year in 2003 and falling in love with the culture. And he stated that he wanted to be Korean. Speaking with the Catholic news agency last week, he said he still didn't feel right about the transition, which he said may have been fueled by the popularity of plastic surgery in South Korea. He's a former atheist and said that after finding God, he's now able to accept who he really is. Well, good luck to him. It's a difficult thing, but he's found the truth, and the truth is he's come to know that you cannot be that which you are not. If you are a man, you are a man, and you can wear. And if he wants to still wear the dresses, absolutely fine. No one is saying you can't put a bit of makeup on or wear a dress. I've done some acting, and I've worn makeup in acting. Doesn't make me suddenly want to, run off and become a woman. Anyway, looking at some others here, there's some other people who transitioned and then transitioned back. So this is Chloe Cole. I've done a video on her, actually. She was born a girl and remained a girl, but wanted to be a boy. So a picture on the left there was her as a boy. And then she realised she was a lesbian and not a transsexual. And so came back to be a woman so that she could be who she is. That's her again. So we've done the video on that, and then this one here, Aliyah Ismail. She, again, born female, went male. There's a picture of her as a man on the left, and said, oh God, I'm not actually a man. and has gone back to being a woman. But the trouble is with Chloe Cole and Alia Ismail is they both had the top surgery, so they've lost their natural figure, shall we say. I can't say the words that YouTube's like. But they're also sterile because they've had the internal bits done and that. So you've got these two poor individuals who were forced down a one-way street, too young, pushed down it, have been sterilised, and then realised the terrible mistake they made and have come back. And they have to live with the consequences for the rest of their life. And it's very, very sad. Yeah, I mean, here's the surgeries that Ollie's had. We'll just round off just to give these. 6 rhinoplasties, 5 tiplasties and septoplasties. That's the end and the septum, isn't it? Canthoplasty, anterior hairline lowering, forehead shaving, supraorbital rim shaving, blepharoplasty and cat eye lift. That's to give the epicanthic eyelid. Mid-face lift, neck lift, chin shaving, lip lift, buccal fat removing, nipple corrections, liposuction, gynecomastia, oh dear, heavens to bid. Mandible angle reduction, that's to give it the softer female jawline. The zygoma reduction, the zygomatic arch there. Brow lift, forehead lift, cheek lift, and genioplasty with T osteotomy. Yeah, so ended up looking completely different and realised it was all a mistake. Anyway, he has now seen the light. He has returned to maleness and he knows what caused it. Well done to him. I wish him well. Anyway, we'll round off and come up. Well, I wish Ollie the best of luck. It's not easy. You know, you mustn't judge people. We've all got, you know, peccadillos, skeletons in our cupboard, things we would rather not say. We've all got our own private little joys. We've all got our hobbies that other people find weird, you know, things like that. We're all individuals, we're all different. And if something in life gives you a bit of pleasure, nothing wrong with it, as long as it doesn't, you know, affect or harm anyone else. But he has seen the light because his problem wasn't that he was trans. His problem was he just didn't know who he was. And it seems he's found out who he is and he's, you know, transitioning to who he is. And well done him. But we look at him, we look at the other girls we mentioned in the piece, and the countless thousands who all over the world are forced down this line of transgender and change and a one-way street. And it's quite wrong. And like I say, it's people pushing it. It's agencies. It's the trans lobby are pushing it. It's sometimes the medicals pushing it. The parents pushing it. All these people pushing something on children. And it's quite wrong. And we do need several high-profile court cases and a lot of money to change hands to try and sort of focus the minds that actually these children are just children. They're not your playthings. Anyway, I shall stop now before I get angry and lose it. If you enjoy what you hear and see on the channel, please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Ring the bell for notifications of future output. Leave a like, leave a comment, please share the video. And until next time, stay safe, stay well, know who you are, and goodbye.